High School have been suspended for posting racial tweets online. It all started just after a hard-fought basketball game between the predominantly white Mahopac High School and the predominantly black Mount Vernon High School. Mount Vernon High School basketball players say the racist remarks began right here on the court after they beat Mahopac in last week's boys tournament and then continued online. We have Team 12 coverage of the racist tweets tonight, beginning with News 12's Grace Noon, who's outside Mount Vernon City Hall with the latest. Grace.
Janine, Mayor Ernie Davis also weighing on this, feeling discouraged and disappointed about what happened. And as for the students at Mount Vernon High School, they are troubled about what they heard in the hallways and what they read on Twitter. What should have been a healthy competition on the basketball court Thursday night turned into something ugly. The Mahopac High School basketball team allegedly made racial taunts at the Mount Vernon team during this handshake, and it continued on Twitter.
That's pretty foul that people would talk about other people just because we had won the basketball game and everything. It's kind of immature to do that.
I just think it's wrong. And it's racist.
The outrage centers on the words of students. We've chosen to only use their first names. Michael tweeted, "One of the very few biological Mount Vernon fathers just tried to sell me crack outside the county center." While a boy named Ryan stated, "That's why you shouldn't let monkeys out of their cages. Hashtag Mount Vernon Zoo." And another named Mike said, "Tough loss, boys, but at least we can talk to our dads about it." The Mount Vernon School District is not taking this situation lightly. They've already contacted the State Education Department and the Governor's Office. Interim School Superintendent Judith Johnson says she was surprised and disappointed when she learned about the alleged slurs.
What we can't do is ignore the fact that this has happened. And both groups of students need to be educated. Our students need to understand their rights, and their rights were violated. And the children in the Mahopac School District need to understand that this is a country that needs to be tolerant of everyone.
Students we spoke with wonder why that tolerance is missing.
Everybody's not the same in this world. And you could see that. Different plants, different weather, different everything. And this world is a variety, and we should all love one another.
And that is what these students are hoping for after reading those very disturbing tweets. Now, Mayor Ernie Davis says that he has also learned that a Confederate flag was brought to the game. He says that means these actions were premeditated, and he says it cannot be tolerated.
There was a bodacious outpouring of insults hurled at our future generation. We as a community, all people of goodwill, must stand together and say that we would not tolerate the bestiality of racism.
So what happens next?
Brilliant
Tomorrow,
choice of
both school
words.
districts will be meeting with the State Education Department to have a discussion and to continue this investigation. We surely will hear the topics of harassment, bullying, and perhaps even civil rights violations being brought up. We're here at Mount Vernon City Hall. Grace Noon, News 12.
Yeah, Grace, very disturbing tale tonight. And Scott is here with much more on this story. Scott.
Yeah, the other side of this story, as a matter of fact, Janine. Again tonight, the Mahopac School District has taken action suspending 3 students who posted those racial tweets online. School officials are also apologizing for the messages of hate aimed at black basketball players. On News 12's Ty Milburn continues our Team 12 coverage from Mahopac with that part of the story. Ty.
Scott, the superintendent up here says he was so disturbed by these tweets that he wasted no time in taking some action.
We've got some young folks who made some bad decisions. We admit it, we own it, and we're going to do something about it.
Mahopac Superintendent Thomas Manco says as soon as he learned about the racist tweets, he abruptly suspended 3 of his students and insists more suspensions could be coming.
Those students are held accountable, and they have been suspended from school. They'll lose privileges for participating in activities for a long time to come.
Manco stressed the suspended students were not members of the basketball team, However, he says he's investigating whether any player on the team used racist language towards the Mount Vernon basketball players as the team shook hands at the end of their highly contentious game last week. He says so far he hasn't found any proof of it, but he'll continue to look into the matter. In response to the offensive tweets, Mayapack basketball coach Kevin Downs, who is African American, took to Twitter and wrote, quote, "It's great to cheer for your school, but does not give you the right to say such hateful things. Makes it hard to coach there. Hashtag disappointed." Superintendent Manco says he's already offered his apologies to Mount Vernon officials and says he hopes both districts can turn this horrible incident into a teaching opportunity for their communities.
We respect Mount Vernon. They played a great game. This is more than just a basketball game, but they have a good team. They have a great coach. They have good administrators. I know the superintendent. They're good people. We respect them as a community, and we want them to know that Mayapack is a good community too.
And the superintendent went on to say when those suspended students return back to school, they will have to undergo sensitivity training, which he says he hopes that will make a situation like this never happen again. We're in Mayapack tonight. Ty Milburn, News 12.
All right, Ty, thanks very much. We'll always stay with News 12, news12.com for continuing coverage of these racist tweets and the latest on the fallout.
So some teenager says something stupid and it's like fucking opening
A look outside
news with
tonight,
the
high above
Ukraine.
Cross County
I mean,
Parkway in Yonkers.